Welcome learners. In the last session, I introduced to you on the slidable components. In this session, I intend to finish up the entire home screen for our app, in which we are going to configure the app display task screen. We have haphazardly placed the icons, but in the add task screen, we added more features like priority, displaying the time picker, and also having a custom task notifier. Well, all of that we are going to incorporate into our screen, wherein we are going to have the display task screen with all these details. Let's design a beautifully display task screen. In this session, I intend to finish with the final touches that will be there to my display task screen. For example, I'm going to show to you how we can have a custom app bar. Let's start with creating a new Dart file, custom app bar, class custom app bar extends a stateless widget. Now over here I'll put the return for app bar. Now the app bar can be of different sizes depending upon the screen. Well, let's say if you're trying to use this app on a tablet, then you would notice the thickness of the app bar is slightly more. More upon if you're trying to use this on a small phone, let's say 4.5 inches. In that case, the tab bar or the app bar will be slightly less thicker. Now, according to the app operating system or the phone operating system, as well as the dimensions, we have something called as a preferred size widget. What it does is to have the toolbar or the app bar size like size from height and k toolbar height. So if you're wondering what exactly is this k toolbar height, well, this k toolbar height is according to the dimension of the phone, whether it is a tablet, whether it is an iPad, or whether it is a phone. In that, according to the direction or the dimension, it will be showing the toolbar height. Well, in this case, what I'm going to show to you is how I will be having my display task screen along with the custom app bar. Well, let's try and see if this I could be using over here. Let's try doing a hot reload, and yes, I can use it. Perhaps do you notice all the three items being stuck to each other? Well, I'll also try to resolve it once my app bar design is complete. Next, what I'll try and do is introduce a string variable title. So what this title is going to do, or in fact title text, I'll put this as a required parameter in my constructor and stop the hard coding that I have to display over here. Title text. Next, I can put up a style which displays the text in white color and the background color as orange. Well, what would happen? Now over here I'll get an error. That's because I did not pass the title text, display tasks screen, and now upon hard reload I should be seeing this with orange color and white colored text. Wait, that's not white. That's because over here, oh no, In fact, it's actually white, but somehow my screen sharing software is kind of making it like an orange kind of a background. But on my device, I can see it perfectly white. Well, you can trust me on that. What next I'm going to try and do is over here where we have the list view builder. Now I'm going to teach to you something called as a list view dot separated, and it will be having a separator builder. Well, what's a separator? I can put a blank or a white underline, something called as a divider. Let's say with a height of 20 and a color as colors.white. If I now try to do a hot reload, you see this line separations which go from the very end, that is left end, to the right end. Now over here when we have the text item widget, let me put a top margin as 10 pixels so that it does not stick to the topmost portion of the screen, and in fact I can also do it for the bottom one, which leaves me with that all the sides should be having a 10 pixel margin. Yeah, this kind of looks clean. Only the first one is been affected, so for now I'm going to ignore it. Next, what I'll try and do is changing the color of my floating action button. So here we are on the floating action button. On the icon, I can see that I have to pick the key purple color, which makes it purple. Wait, I should have taken this and put it as a background color to my floating action button and make the icon color to be white. Oh, I accidentally added 2 commas, and let me now do a hot reload, and yes, this changes with a purple round edges with a white color icon. Well, over here what I'm trying to do is set up the background colors individually. In the next project, I'm going to show to you how you can have a common theme and you can have all the colors single configured. For example, all colors that would be on icon is going to be white. All colors that will appear on a button is going to be purple. Something which you would see on a professionally designed app. But for that, you'll require a more amount of expertise or more amount of knowledge. I'm sure I'm going to impart on that, but for now, let's stick to this ones. Well, that was just the finishing touches to my display task screen. In the next session, we're going to do the finishing touches to the add task screen, wherein we'll be having few more components as common components to be resolved and then displayed into the app. The more we achieve common components, the better the app design could be, because you will be reusing things like custom app bar, your buttons again and again on the app. It's important that we should be having a good icon theming, and what goes behind an icon theming, we'll do it in the next session. See you there.